vaguely remember the old shop. Like looking at the steps going down into it. It was very dark.
It was.
And the old Aunt Eileen, as she was known as, would be sitting on the steps outside with a hat on.
Yes.
And clothes, obviously.
Yes.
Not just a hat.
Yeah.
And I don't remember inside the shop in particular, but then the new shop was getting built. Well, the old one was knocked down. Like Julie said, we remember playing in it. We were worn down because Shawny Canal was bit on the arm by the rat. And then we had the new shop. So it was very easy for us because we lived in the lane and we just had to turn the corner, come out the back door, back gate, and go into, if we had the money, into Mattie's. And I remember, I think the layout kind of, when you walked in the door, behind the counter was the ice, the cooler box for the bottles, the glass bottles of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And then I think this was the comics and
That's right.
books.
Yeah.
And the boxes of sweets that were weighed.
Yeah.
You know, like pineapple chunks, things like that, you know, all them glass sweets.
They were all behind them in the jars, weren't they?
Yeah.
Over to the right was the formal boxes of chocolates if somebody was having a birthday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't know who ever bought them because they wouldn't have been cheap.
No, they weren't.
No.
They weren't. They were very expensive, actually.
Yeah.
And then underneath all the sweets were the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because you could buy loose cigarettes.
And the weighing scales.
The weighing scales.
The little white one. The silver bowl.
That's right.
And then in the window, the window. But I remember thinking to myself, when I grow up, and when I'm working and I have my wages, I'm going to buy loads of sweets out of Mattie's. The Coca-Cola would have been kind of iffy. I probably never tasted it at that stage. But wafers, you had to have a wafer out of Mattie's. Then throwouts.
Throwouts, I think, were the... Throwouts?
Little square chocolate toffee sweets.
Oh, yeah.
Used to have for ages.
Yeah.
And then...
And some of them, the throwouts also were, weren't they, Cadbury's Dairy Milk or one of those? They were sweets where they had no wrappers on them. That would have been in the boxes, but they were just loose.
Well, all the sweets were in big boxes.
Yeah, because they were seconds.
Front of the yeah. And that's what throwouts were.
Yeah, yeah.
And the best of all, thick chocolate.
Everybody loved that.
You died to have a lump of thick chocolate. And the boys would send us around to the shop to get sweets, and it would be, I think Michael was thick chocolate. Oh God, I could eat a big lump of them. And then I remember in the window, as you walked in, funny, the matchbox cars, the dinkies.
Huge.
I used to be fascinated with them. Funny, I don't remember any girls' toys, but just the whole side window was all Matchbox. I have to tell one story that Carmel was sent to the shop. I think the boys used to send her because they got a buzz of the things she used to do. And she was sent. It always seemed to be sunny when I think of Mattie's.
Me too.
Don't know why. It mustn't have rained in them days. And she was sent to the shop for Patsy Ice Pop. Best ever. And she came back with the stick and the paper. All she had to do was go around the corner, down Clippy's Lane and in the house. And she said it melted. And stood there, convincing everybody it melted, with the evidence round her mouth. Like, how did she come up with these things? I do not know. Like, she did it with the chipper as well. Remember that? Went around for a single to Aldo's. Came back, big hole in the behind of the bag. She was holding it. There was too much vinegar in it, and the bag burst. and all the chips fell out that she ate. So that'll tell you your Carmel's tricks. And she was small. So then I remember as I got older, Julie used to work in the shop. And like she said, my Uncle Noel went to work, and I think Julie would have been having her kids, and I was asked to work in it. If I could manage, whatever.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but you'd be just sitting there. I think there was a radio on. And I wanted people to come in because I didn't want to be bored sitting there. Then you didn't really want to eat the sweets that I wanted to eat when I was small. I probably preferred to go for a smoke, to be truthful now, but you know, I wasn't allowed. And to Carmel, he didn't say no to her. But she was the type that, to me, Noel was quiet, so I don't actually remember having many conversations with him.
No, you wouldn't.
No. I did when he went to work in the Department of Education. Because he'd stop in town and have a chat, because he'd be on the rambles for the messages for your ma. Wherever she wanted uptown, he was getting, while he was supposed to be in work. And then my Auntie Carmel she was kind of like to go to. And then I remember I was getting married, and she was my wedding planner.
Yes, I'd say she was.
She did. I just think I went along with everything she said would work. She knew what she was doing. And that's when you had your new house on the Malahide Road.
Yes.
And that's where my reception was.
I remember.
Oh my God.
The double doors opened and all the trestle tables out.
Yeah, it was lovely. She was herself and Maura Bird.
Yes, yeah.
And that's when I had my, what you say now would be your apartment. I had my first flat. It was in Mattie's.
Yeah.
I had the bottom flat, which was the big sitting room, the coal fire in, and then the kitchen was in the back. And the entrance to the shop was that way, where the stores were. And two other girls, same age group actually, where they had flats upstairs as well. And then she sold it to Mrs. Thompson.
That's right.
And our son and his wife were running the shop at that time. But funny thing I'm thinking about, I don't know why I remember standing when I was a kid outside. It must have been obviously a summer's day again. But it was every night you had to put the shutters back up.
That's right. The wooden shutters, and they went on slider.
Yeah, that way. And then you did that month. And I think I was like, why doesn't he just leave them now? It made more sense to me as a child.
Sure.
But that would be my memories.
Yeah, nice. And if you had one word to describe Dad, what would it be?
Carmel, I don't.
Mum first.
Yeah. Oh. Strong. Very strong.
Yeah.
Maybe she had to be. But she was.
Yeah.
Like running her own family, helping in the shop, singing.
Yeah, she did.
She loved the choir, yeah, she loved singing.
Yeah. She wanted to be a singer when she was young.
Did she? I didn't know that.
And she was going for an interview for an audition one time, and she got so nervous she never went. And she always lived with that regret.
She said what?
She went for an audition. There was an audition organised in Dublin, and she got so nervous she didn't go, and she always regretted it for the rest of her life. Her anxiety stopped her. But she went on and
she tried.
She sang in the children's choir. She sang in James's choir.
Yeah.
They toured
and the choir sang at Carmel's wedding.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Top class.
And what do you think about living down here? What do you think about, when we were young? Is it very different now to when?
Oh yeah.
To when we were young.
Oh God, yeah, it's totally. It looks different, even though the shop is still the 1960 whatever shop.
Yeah.
It's still there. And it's changed into chippers, curry shop.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody lives in it.
No, I don't think so.
As I said, that was 3 apartments, but it was my day.
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing in Cherry Street for me to go to, so I don't bother unless I'm cutting that way to go to Carmel's, Air Carmel's,
Yeah.
or Carney.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a whole different world.
It's a lost world in a way, isn't it? It's a time that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's like not most shop. Yeah, but I suppose most shop used to have people that stand and talk. Well, I think me Auntie Carmen would only allow adults.
Oh,
She
yeah.
didn't like anybody, kids standing there. Move,
Yeah.
out, I think was my favourite. Out. No bones about it. Out.
You weren't confused, were you?
What?
You weren't confused about what you wanted?
No.
Yeah.
No. You just knew what she meant and she meant it. Out. And that was it. But I don't remember Noel kind of like that. Maybe
He wasn't.
was.
He wasn't.
To me, he was more classic.